Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Will Ahern. I'm with the Tank Depot. I'm going to show everybody today how to properly install a bulkhead fitting a tank, because if you want to save money on installation yourself or possibly replace an existing broken fitting, I'm going to show you guys the correct way to do that. Basically the way it works is you have a bulkhead fitting that comes in either sometimes 3 or 4 separate pieces. One being the fitting itself, the gasket, sometimes it comes with a washer, sometimes it does not, and then the nut. And basically the gasket goes on the inside of the tank, the washer and the nut both go on the outside. Now if you look right here, there's writing on here that says tighten. The tighten needs to be facing you. If you do it the opposite way, it will cross thread and will not work. Okay, and most of the time it's usually reverse thread, so lefty is actually tighty and righty is actually loosey. All right, so basically I'm going to show you how to properly mark it first. What you want to do is a rule of what we call the rule of thumb technique, which is from the bottom of the tank you want to take your thumb and mark it up from the bottom. This is a 100-gallon tank. On some of the bigger, larger tanks, you got to go up a couple more inches, just depending on how big the curve is on the inside of the tank. And what you usually do is just take a little marker or pen and mark on there where your pilot bit on your hole saw is going to be. And depending on the size of the fitting, depends the size of the hole saw that you'll need. All right, for this purposes, we already have a hole that's cut on this tank right here. Now I'm just going to show you how to feed it in through the inside of the tank. Basically, you're going to take the part of the fitting itself with the gasket, leave the washer and nut on this side, get you some sort of stick with a little hook on the end. Really, it's not all that scientific. And all you do is feed it through the top of the lid into the bottom of the hole, just like that. And then again, I'm making sure that the word tighten is facing me. The washer and the nut are on the outside, and then again, it's left-handed thread. And you get it hand tight like this. And you get a large pair of channel locks or pipe wrench, something like that, and then you're going to give it a half of a turn. You don't want to over tighten that, and I'm going to show you that in a second, why you don't want to over tighten on this model. Because what happens is, a lot of times if you have a tendency to over tighten, what it's going to do is it's going to stretch out the gasket. And if you stretch out the gasket too much, what's going to happen is water is going to leak out through here, and you're going to have a leaky tank, and you have to buy it. Or sometimes the other thing that might happen is the gasket might get kind of twisted in the inside like that. Neither of which is good. And that's pretty much it, guys. And if you have any other questions on how to do it, just ask one of the sales associates on the phone. They'll be more than happy.